guys, welcome back to the garden. My name's Balzanna, and I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for tuning in for week 3 out of 4 of the takeover. This is so fun and so exciting, and I'm so grateful to be doing this. I still can't even believe it. For this week's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about when God calls you to something. No matter what qualifications you do or don't have, He will equip you and qualify you in every way necessary for you to fulfill the calling that He has placed on your life. I feel like this is a really relatable topic that's not necessarily talked about a whole lot, but I can especially relate to it, and I'm sure a lot of other people can too. But this is one of the topics that God laid on my heart, and so I'm really excited to share. This week I have less notes, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we're gonna find out. I think it's good. I have more like personal experiences to relate to, so I didn't feel like I had to like remember much, because I'm just gonna go with the flow. I'm sure we've all heard God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called, which sounds really awesome, and it is, but a lot of times it can be really hard to not have doubt in these seasons where you feel you've been called to do something or called in a direction, but you have no idea how you're going to fulfill the thing that you're being called to do, because you're in no way qualified, or so you think. And a lot of times, that can be really scary, and it is important to have faith like a mustard seed, like we talked about last week, and trusting God in those seasons, because they can be very difficult, and the transition may be hard, but what He has for you is so amazing, and you will not want to miss out on it. Okay, we're done with the notes. So, I don't know about you guys, but having a call from the Lord is so cool. It's amazing having a little bit of insight of what He put you on earth to do and the plans that He's placed in your life and has called you to fulfill in your time on earth to serve Him in the kingdom. That's pretty dang cool. Not only did He create you, but He also planned for exactly what you were going to do on earth, and He equipped you with the little quirks that other people may call quirks, and little things about you that make you you, and He uses those to help you reach people that others may not be able to because of this little skill or trait or quirk you may have. And He also designs you specifically with those. Just like He created everything about us, He also created us with little characteristics like that to help us and to be little tools for us in the calling that He has placed on our lives, which is so cool, and I think that is so fun. But being called is also as fun as exciting as it is. It can also be really scary, because the things that we think are like kind of weird about ourselves, or like, nope, cut. The things that we think others might not like about us can be the thing that He specifically instilled in us or gave us, so that way we can reach others. So as fun and as exciting as being called is, it's also scary, and we do have to rely on our faith, like we talked about last week, to help us get through these seasons, because the season of transition or waiting, even though you know the call that He's placed on your life, it still may be that you have a waiting season before you get to the point where you actually fulfill that, or you begin to fulfill that. But a lot of times He's prepping us for the call that He's placed on our life, which is really cool. So I wanted to talk a little bit about my personal experience with my call, or things I've been called to, and how it can be scary. So I have been called to speak, and I've also been called to be a part of worship. Both things I'm still working and learning and growing in, and I'm so excited for those things. There's a couple other things that I've been called to, that I know that are going to happen in my life, and I'm so excited for. And I thought these are great things when God revealed these things to me, and they are great things. They're amazing things. But then they're great in your head. And then the closer you get to this new, exciting adventure, the scarier it gets. So in the beginning, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to speak, I'm going to do this, do that. And then you realize what a speaker actually is and what they do. And you look at people like Sadie Robertson and Jackie Hill Perry, and you're like, oh my goodness, that's so cool. And it is. It really is. But then I got the opportunity to speak at Fields of Faith, and that was so, so exciting. And it was amazing, and I was thrilled. And then I realized I'm going to be speaking in front of hundreds of people, and I've never spoke before. And a lot of the other people that were speaking had spoke before. So I felt a little disqualified in that area. But I just had to I quickly shoved that out of my head and just kept my eyes on the Lord. And I was like, look, I know you've called me to do this. I know you're going to equip me with the things that I need. And I cannot wait. And so I really kept my eyes on the excitement and the people that I was going to be able to reach with my particular story. Because even though other people had spoke before, that didn't affect me. If I've been called to do this, I know that the Lord will prepare me in every way I needed possible. And then also, the rest of the people that were speaking didn't have the same story I had. They were able to reach other people that I was going to be able to reach because of the stories that they had. And whether it was a testimony or the message that the Lord gave them, the word, whatever it was, they were going to be able to reach others that I wasn't going to reach, and I was going to be able to reach others that they weren't going to. So I feel like it's really important, through the fear and the anxiety of stepping into a call that the Lord's placed on your life that creeps in because the devil, to just keep your eyes on him and keep your eyes on the gratitude and the excitement. Because at the end of the day, you are going to reach people that no one else could because of the tools and the characteristics that the Lord has given you, simply because they're just different than anybody else's. And the fact that he has placed a call on your life to go out and serve him and his kingdom, and he's revealed to you the reason he's revealed to you what he has put you on earth to do. That is so exciting and so cool, and how it just makes you think about how thoughtful and amazing our God is, that not only did he create every single one of us to be different and fearfully and wonderfully made, but he also created us with a purpose to live out here on earth, to serve him and his kingdom, and just to be blessed out of. And so it can be a lot, and it is, and it's scary, but I also feel like everybody has that little season of like, oh my goodness, this is so cool, but also this is so scary, and that is so relatable. And I know I'm young, but it's still something I've dealt with, so I thought it'd be fun to talk about. And then also, with singing worship, with speaking and worship, two things that I always thought would be so cool, but I was like, could never be me. Absolutely not. But I always was like, I really want to do that. I think that'd be so much fun with speaking and worship. But I just thought I could never. Like, I don't like being in front of people. I don't like being on stage. I don't want to have a microphone in front of my face. I don't want to, like, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to, like, can I even sing? Does it even sound good? Those are all things I would think about anytime I was like, oh my gosh, that'd be so much fun. Or that would really be cool. Whatever it was. The negativity and the devil would creep in and just take that joy right out of it. So I was like, no, can never be me. That was when I was younger. I'd be like, oh my gosh, that sounds so cool. And then I was like, yeah, no. But then I started seeking the Lord about the call that he had placed on my life. And he revealed these things to me. I was like, no way. This is crazy. So I got to speak at Fields of Faith. I also spoke at church too, which was so cool. And that was just towards the end of last year. And then we flipped the script to this year. Bam. I'm taking over a podcast for a month. Insane. I didn't know if there was going to be a little waiting season or what. I just knew what he called me to do, and I knew that it was going to happen because he told me it was going to. So here I am again, another form of speaking, doing a podcast. How cool. Just in January. So I'm like, the tone for this year is already up here, and I'm so excited. Okay. Sorry. Bouncing back to worship. My pastor, one of my pastors, had kind of joked and was like, we're going to have you sing worship on Wednesday night. And I was like, yeah, haha, you're so funny. Never going to happen. And then, it happened. I went home and I prayed about it because he was kind of joking, but like kind of like also pray about it. And so I went home, prayed about it. I was like, Lord, if this is what you have for me, make it like completely clear. Like, this is what you have for me. And like, because I'll just brush it off. And I didn't want to just brush it off. I wanted to fulfill this thing that he called me to do if it was what he had called me to do and was leading me to do. So I go to church on Wednesday, and my other pastor was like, come on, Bella, you're going to sing. And I was like, what? She was like, come on, you're going to sing. You got it. Come on. You can do it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then the other person that was singing with me was like, no, you don't have to. It's okay. She was like, I didn't really give her an option, but yeah, come on. And I was like, okay, thank you, Lord. This is exactly what I asked for. So that was pretty cool. And I've been singing worship, still practicing, never sang in front of people, don't know music stuff, like anything like that. So I'm definitely still learning and growing in that area, but it's been so much fun and I absolutely love it. I feel like I'm just starting to come out of my comfort zone. But I was so scared. Like, I was shaking that night. That first night was pretty scary. I was shaking. My voice was shaky. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But it went well. And I just wanted to grow in that area after that. And it's gotten better. It definitely has gotten better. I'm still learning and I'm still working on it. I'm still growing. But it's been so fun to be on the other side of worship. Worship has always been one of my favorite things. And to be on the other side of it and to be one of the voices singing, and oh, I love it so much. But to get there took years of me just brushing it off, like, oh no, it can never be me. And then one day just being like, yep, you're gonna do it. And I was like, oh my goodness. But two things I never ever thought I would be doing, and here I am, and the Lord keeps opening doors. And I'm so thrilled and so excited for the rest of the stuff he has for me and just the next things this year. So as scary as it can be, I am now on the other side of a few of the things I've felt led and called to do. And past the scary part, past the, wow, I think that'd be cool, before you actually get to it. And it is so fun and so cool to think that this is one of the things that the Lord put me on the earth to do. It's just, it's just, to think about it is really cool and really exciting and just so like, oh my gosh, you thought about me. So I say all that to say, I hope I said that in a way of like, it went from, oh my gosh, that's so cool, I never thought I'd be able to do that, to, oh my gosh, I'm actually doing this, to, I'm so excited I'm doing this and I love this so much and I can't wait to see what he does with this. So if you're in that season of waiting for your call, that is also something that can be really difficult, waiting and praying and seeking the Lord for the call that he's placed on your life or what he's put you here to do, that's also a difficult season, especially when a lot of people around you have already received the call on their life. And I was also in that position. And I was like, I don't understand. Like, what am I doing wrong? I don't get it. Like, am I missing something? But it's just, when the Lord revealed the calls on my life that he has for me, it was the perfect time. And like, no earlier would it have been better, like no later. It was the perfect time. He knows exactly when you're ready. He knows the perfect time. He knows everything. And everything he does works out for good. So whether you think you're ready or not, there might just be one little thing that he's waiting for you to just be on the other side of and grow in that situation. And then bam, you receive your call. It just, you never know. But it is very difficult to be in the waiting season. There might just be a little bit of growth left, and then you're ready. But everybody's different. Some people, it takes way longer than others. Sometimes it's just a subtle little thing. Sometimes it's just like, oh my goodness, aha moment. And everybody's different. But it's definitely really hard to be the only one or one of the only ones, or just in that waiting season in general of waiting to see what the call that he's placed on your life is. So there's a lot to it, But it is so fun and so exciting. And I feel there's other things, a couple other things that um he has for me in the future. And those things are so exciting. So it's definitely scary and it's definitely difficult, but you just have to rely on your faith like a mustard seed and just allow that to consume you and take over rather than the doubt or the worry or the when or why not now, or how am I going to. Don't let the fear creep in and take over the joy of whether it's the growing season or the waiting season or when you receive it. Don't think you're disqualified, because if the Lord has called you to do it, you are qualified. Even if you aren't at that very moment, He will qualify you and equip you with every tool and quality that you need to walk through it, because that's what He does. I promise you, if you feel so out of place, you are going to be perfectly fine, because the God that we serve has called you to do something. He will make sure that it is better than you could ever imagine, and you have everything that you possibly need, and you won't feel disqualified when you get done with it. I promise, speaking from personal experiences. So, I've also learned that the things He's called me to do, I have never loved doing anything or being a part of anything more than speaking in worship. And no, absolutely nothing has made me feel the way that I feel, or I've never been so like in my environment, or like I said, I'm still growing. So if it looks rough to you, trust me, I'm just having fun and I'm enjoying every minute of what I'm doing, because I'm still growing and I'm still learning, but I know that He's coming to do this. And so I know that I am qualified and it'll be great either way. So, all right, that is all I have for you guys today. I hope that all made sense, and I hope I wasn't too bounce back and forthish, but we'll see. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for tuning in. Bye.